right, class is back. I want to talk about something important. When you are a trailblazer, there is no map. Again, when you are a pathfinder, there is no map. Now, I teach community college and inmate education. Community college, most of these students are first generation. First one in the family to go to college, first one to set up this new pathway. They're basically the pace setter. For everyone after them, they're setting the pace of this is how things are supposed to go. This is one of the most confusing chapters because when you're the first one, you don't know what to expect. You're breaking generational trauma, you're breaking generational patterns, generational cycles. You're starting off on this new adventure, and here's the hard part. You're figuring out a pathway with no guidance of where to go. No one, no mentor, no professor could really tell you, because even though I'm a professor, I can't tell a student who's family immigrated from another country, here's how things are going to play out for you. Here's how things are going to go for you. Everyone is different, right? Now, I'm all for, diversity, equity. I'm all for seeing, people where they are and being able to kind of coach and help. But for the most part, a lot of these students, they probably have it a little bit harder than I did, or a lot of bit harder than I did, right? Excuse me. Now, same thing with the inmates. The inmates, usually what's happening is they're going to be getting out soon, so they're getting some college credit. Their plan is get out and go to school. Now, I ran into one of my previous classmates. He was one of my students. So he got out, right? Now, I'm tripping out right now because the story is, it was kind of random. I run into him at Walmart. I'm picking up some stuff for the house. And he's like, hey, professor. And I don't recognize him because he was not in jail clothing. I recognize the face, but I'm like, oh, man. And then I'm like, oh, it hits me. He's like, yeah, you taught me in jail, this is this. And we weren't trying to put his spot on blast. But what he was telling me is, he got into school for HVAC. So for him, he's like, basically, I was the first one to go and get incarcerated. Now, after this happening, I'm trying to show my family that you can turn things around. You can build up from where you were. Now, no one can really coach him on this unless they've been in the legal system and they've had to rebuild themselves. Me as a professor, I can tell them all day long, here's how you study, here's how you get good grades. Me as a business owner, I can say, here's how the economy is going to affect you, here's how the job market is going to shift with the new introduction of AI. However, I can't tell him, hey, you've been in this situation, now you're going into this situation. So again, these are things that even as much as I can cheer for someone, I can't give them. And I've been in the situation myself where I start making these life changes and I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I've seen how things play out. I want it to be different moving forward for my family, for future generations, for people that look up to me. I want things to shift. This stops with me, right? I said that in one of my TikToks. I'm like, yeah, you ever notice a pattern or a frequency or a vibration? You see something and it's a little bit off. And you're like, all right, cool. This isn't happening anymore, right? I'm doing things different, and I'm also going to leave the pathway behind for who comes after me. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about because it's been hitting me a lot recently with all of my college students that are just figuring it out, and with my inmate students that are getting out and they're changing their lives, right? A lot of the time when you're a trailblazer, you're the one who's saying, I'm going to be the first one to do this. You're running this race. You're running up this hill. You don't know what's on the other side, but you got to make it to the other side, look back at the rest of the village or the community and say, okay, now it's safe. Now you guys can come here. So again, when you're the first, you basically gotta build as you go and leave the blueprint behind. So I hope that this helps.